love me truthfully, but empty words have got no use for me. So show me, just show me, yeah. Well, your shirt is all stained from the heart on your sleeve. You talk a good game and I wanna believe, but if you really wanna prove your love, then just show me. Am I just a bad habit that you can't break? Are you scared to face down that big mistake that you blew it? And you knew it. Am I the dashing young prince in your fairy tale, or was it just another slice of slightly stale bologna? Come on, show me, yeah. Well, your shirt is all stained from the heart on your sleeve. You talk a good game and I wanna believe, but if you really wanna prove your love, then just show me. Do you remember when we met? We were such a flaming wreck. The fire never died when our bodies would collide in the night. And still I smell the smoke in the words that leave your throat. Buried deep inside, is the fire still alive? I don't wanna hear your reply, no, just show me. Well, your shirt is all stained from the heart on your sleeve. You talk a good game and I wanna believe, but if you really wanna prove your love, then just show me, yeah. And the well is all drained from your buckets of words. It's time to listen up if you wanna be heard. If you really wanna prove your love, then just show me. The setting sun, hanging low on the horizon. My heart is numb as I watch you slip away. You close your eyes as if the light is growing brighter, and a peaceful gaze consumes your tired face. Do not go gentle, no, my love. The angels don't need you above. Rage against the dying of the light. So many lands still remain to be discovered. So many plans still are hanging in the air. And there is still so much I need to learn about you. And the daffodils on silent hills can never tell me what I want to know. Do not go gentle, no, my love. The angels don't need you above. Rage against the dying of the light. never learned how to be myself without you. And when I turn to face the mirror, I see you. You're not just half, 'cause you can't separate the whole. No long divisions, sharp incision could ever extricate you from my soul. Do not go gentle, no, my love. The angels don't need you above. Rage against the dying of the light. For everything there is a time and there's a season. But deep within, there never seems to be a reason. When the time comes, I'll stand beside you in silence. But until that day, don't go away. It's not your turn to leave me here alone. Do not go gentle, no, my love. The angels don't need you above. Rage against the dying of the light. Oh, do not go gentle, no, my love. The angels don't need you above. Rage against the dying of the light. Her children sleep, the moments creep away. In stale rooms with diesel fume malaise. The sirens and lights, they pierced the night. Stirring up a sleeping appetite. When Katie spoke of crimson smoke and wings, the meadow larks in ghetto parks would sing. The melody would echo through the air. And travel through the window to her chair. In old shoes, the same views, the gravity of life to weigh her down. In gray dreams, the sky seems larger than it was, or is it because lost her wings. She can't recall her steady fall from grace, but she was down on solid ground to stay. And somewhere in the journey she found peace, and trading all her dreams for guarantees. In old shoes, the same views, the gravity of life to weigh her down. In gray dreams, the sky seems larger than it was, or is it because she lost her wings? In old shoes, the same views, the gravity of life to weigh her down. In gray dreams, the sky seems larger than it was, or is it because she lost her wings? The sycamore, is there no more to climb? But still she dreams of quiet streams and flying. Can you miss what you never have known? And can you ache for a place that was never your home? No misgivings or shame, like a moth to the flame, to burn up or fizzle alone. Can you know who inhabits your skin? And can you trust that you won't blow away in the wind? And do you tether your hopes or let go of the ropes in the hope that you someday descend? Just follow the road. for the place where you belong. Just follow it home. Though it may not agree with the path that you seek, sometimes you just need to stop searching and stand up and go. Just follow the road. Take flight in the sky. No map and no compass for thousands of miles, and just glide through the air on a wing and a prayer, till the day he finally arrives, when the rain comes out of the clouds. It makes no decision to fall to the ground. His fate was ordained when the time came to rain. There's nowhere to go now but down. Just follow the road. The blood in your veins like a track for the trains. The heart always aims for the place where you belong. Just follow it home. Though it may not agree with the path that you seek, sometimes you just need to stop searching and stand up and go. Just follow the road. Can love
Alright, so let's see who can hear me and who can't. Yay! Sounds like we've got sound and everything. Woohoo!
Wonderful!
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, so the first thing that we gotta do here is we do got to get on my phone. I do want to get some things pulled up here in case some breaking news pops up. There's a possibility that someone like News to Share could go live and he will be at local protests. So I also am wanting to make sure Reuters doesn't have anything important that they're airing. Nothing that's really all that interesting. Okay. Got some awards to claim here. See what happens when I try to forge anything. Nope, no automatic forges. Let's make sure that I can't upgrade anything. Oh, well, good as far as that goes. Wonder if there's finally a new code available on their Discord. Let's see, because that's where you have to go to get the. Server. Okay. Decode. Server. Works. Except 2, I guess. Let's see if this works. Hey. So that means we can go to the border here and we can try to do some things. So let's see if anything. Okay, that didn't give me anything that can be forged. Let's see if that's any of that is somehow more powerful than what I got. Why can't that be forged into something higher? They're all level 1. Not really understanding why that can't be done. Seems like they're all the same thing. Okay. Alright. Wasn't expecting to have to upgrade. I'll tell you, this is what I really want to be able to. Yeah, see, now I can't. It's what I really needed to upgrade, but whatever. See if it'll give me. That's cool. I don't think that that's gonna give me enough. Yeah, I still have enough. So, let's see here. Into the forest, daring. Kill the bat in the forest, daring. Kill the nightjar in the forest, daring. Kill the corrupted queen of the stings in the forest. Survive 1 minute in the forest, daring. Let's see if I can do that. See, I'm thinking this gets confusing to me because I feel like what they put here doesn't match with what you see, and it gets confusing. I'm gonna try to Google it, but Every single time I've tried to Google it or I tried to get answers. The Braves game. And see, they don't. I hate the fact that they don't have a wiki. They've got that stupid Discord. How to enter the forest and the Braves game on Daring. Braves game on there is not a video game, but I'm searching related to the game. No. And there's their Discord. I don't know what I click on to enter the forest on Daring though. I personally think that there's an issue here. So let's go to forest. So we got easy, medium, hard, impossible, hellish. Chase, invasion, hardcore, common. Which one of these is daring? And the drop down. I'm tagging the pictures here to show them what I mean, because I don't think that they believe me. I've been trying for days to figure this out. I've been trying for days to figure it out. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, I'm still seeing some, I'm still seeing some issues here. Yeah, I'm still seeing some issues here. My screen saying one thing, my screen saying I need to click on this, but the words in red don't click on anomalous. In red, why I can't do it? Can't do it? Don't match what I have to click on. Don't match what the options are for me to click on. There needs to be a cheat guide for this. There needs to be a cheat guide for this. For the different modes. And to click on it. I haven't been able to make it make sense. Some people are finally responding to me, and what the hell is it all about? What the hell does this even mean? Huh? Like what? Like what? Like what? Like what? Hoping they can try and give me some answers here. I don't know, because nothing says common mode. I don't know. Nothing in my drop down menu say common mode. My drop downs says common mode. Can you see my confusion? Common mode. I have easy, medium, hard, impossible, hellish. No, okay, wait a minute. No, okay, no, okay, wait. No, okay, wait. Okay. Okay, wait. I have comment. I have comment. Oh wait. I have comment. See, there's still words, but there is still words. They say, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. I don't know what they mean. I don't have anything that says anomaly. I don't have anything that says anomaly. In either drop down that says anomaly. Why doesn't this game have a wiki? This game have a wiki. Why doesn't this game have a wiki? It says anomaly. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay. That still doesn't answer my question. That still does not answer. That still doesn't address my other question. My other question. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand. These people don't make any sense. They really don't. Because I can do that. But what the fuck is anomaly? I don't have anomaly. Oh god, my my veins shut off. Damn it. Okay, there we go. I went too long without playing. To enter Daring Forest, you need to pick a hardcore mode. I don't know. I sigh. I hope one day. I hope one day there's a damn wiki. Someone has time to invent to do a wiki. A wiki. To do a wiki on this. Where We're different things that aren't making sense. We're different things that I can't click on, that I can't click on. I can't click on because they don't exist. They don't exist. Is created. Because I think someone screwed up. Because I think someone screwed up. Screwed up. Screwed up in how it was labeled. It's labeled. Someone screwed up in how it was labeled. I don't know why anybody wants to hear that it's been screwed up somewhere, but it has. Screwed up. I don't know. It's because That's right. Yay! Great. Woohoo! Phew. Now, fork and dime. Yay! Let's play Sound Alert to celebrate. Good times, yeah. Yay! Let's go for this and see what happens. Huh. Interesting. Oh, well. Oh, okay. All right. Now I get it. Okay. So I wasn't understanding that that wasn't going to pop up. Okay. For some reason, I wasn't understanding. See? Okay. 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 I think I get it now. I think I get it now. Completed them. So now, when I click on hardcore, now I see it populates. There. Sorry, it just wasn't. I'm sorry, I just wasn't understanding. For some reason, you meant by unlocking. That's embarrassing. Okay, so now I can do. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go to town hall. Okay, let's see here. It says kill the wolf force and chase medium. Into the cemetery location invasion easy. Enter the forest. Daring. Okay. So we go to forest. We'll click on hardcore. Now we see daring. Okay. Alright. So let's see what happens. Once a peaceful forest has become an awkward, bloodthirsty creatures, you need to find the source of this evil and cleanse the area. Alright, let's see see what happens here. So hardcore, daring. Let's go. That's right again. Come on, come on. mean, close. But no, because close, but no cigar. I didn't quite get all of them. I don't think I can. Yeah, still need 200 some in order to upgrade it. I wish we had the ability to trade things that we're not using. That would be kind of cool. Let me see here if news to share is still not live. See if anything interesting is being reported on X. At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. Goodness gracious. Let me get that little tidbit pulled up here. So that you all can see it for yourself. See it for yourself. Oh. Let me do something here quick. Alright, this is what I'm trying to get here. I had to reply to stupid comments by people being dumbasses on the internet just because they can. So, here we go. So, as you can see, trovi questo in questino. Okay. Okay, look at that. I am directing the Secretary of War, PXF, to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention as met. So how long is it before a civilian gets killed? What does full force mean? Does full force mean that we are eventually going to kill someone? Because we're using lethal force. Is that the same as lethal force? What the fuck does that mean exactly? The House doesn't get stronger as you attack Democrats for calling you fascist. Oh no! But see, this too, upsets me and I think is stupid because what, we should just allow people to destroy ICE facilities as a part of protesting? How evil of him. But, I do have some concerns. I wonder where the line is of what he should do and what he shouldn't do and how it should be done. And I think there's a risk of everything being inflamed more than it already is. Because the fact that troops are gonna be out there just makes everybody go Ree! It makes everyone, I think, want to come out more, want to increase their attacks. But at the same time, what is currently going on can't be allowed. We have people getting shot at ICE facilities. How do you... What? People? You? Calling people theirs? I don't know what else. Hmm. I think I'm gonna do this as a retweet. That's weird. So, let's see if we can get anything that kind of will explain a little bit about what this might mean. A little bit. True, Trump is sending troops to Portland. Well, they are. If you, particularly on TikTok, is where you find these people, but they are. They're under constant attack. President Donald Trump said in a social media post Saturday he will send troops to Portland, Oregon, a city he describes as war ravaged. I mean, I don't know if that's a little bit of superfluous exaggeration. But the protests, like people are regularly throwing things at the ICE facility. At one time, I remember during the height of the riots, they actually had people trying to lock the doors. I remember seeing a video of that. So that if people were trying to exit the building, they couldn't because somebody had put chains on the door. So if, somebody had finally managed to firebomb it and catch it on fire, and people were trying to evacuate, they wouldn't have been able to get out that door. And that one thing about it is that that's what you gotta understand about what Antifa does. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know, maybe the right word to describe it, I don't know, maybe it isn't, I don't know, maybe it's not that, maybe it's not, I don't know. Maybe it's not terrorist. I don't know, but you gotta understand that's what is happening and that's what's being done. I think that is important. I think that's a fair thing to say, a fair point to make. That's that is literally what's going on. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's been bad. I think to go and see a lot of the videos, you need to have TikTok. And you need to go on TikTok and you need to find them on TikTok. They don't stream quite they don't stream quite as much as things to like Twitter, into YouTube, or even to Twitch. I think as much as what they used to. For some reason, TikTok has become the big thing. Yeah. The White House did not provide additional comment when reached by CNN for clarification on what the president meant by full force and which troops could be sent to the city. State and local leaders, including U.S. Senator Jeff Markley, Portland Mayor Keith Wilson, U.S. Rep. Maxine Dexter, and city council members, urged the community to stay peaceful at a news conference on Friday night, according to CNN affiliate KPTV. I mean, think about it. If they have to tell people to stay peaceful at a press conference, according to CNN affiliate KPTV, after the city saw an increase in activity by federal agents. Here's what I do know. The president has an agents here to create... Oh my god. No! No. They're being sent there because of the constant... Oh my god. The constant attacks that are happening at the ICE facility there. To induce conflicts, its goal is to make Portland look as he was describing it as. Our job is to say we are not going to take the bait. Trump's announcement comes after shooting on ICE facility in Dallas, Texas by a gunman who intended to target ICE personnel and property. He killed one detainee and seriously injured 2 others. I was really confused over it. It seems like for the longest time they said that 2 detainees were killed. But apparently it is thankfully just, sadly it was just 1. Fortunately it wasn't more than that. But 2 were still seriously injured. An ICE facility about 2 miles south of downtown Portland has been at the center of almost constant protests throughout the summer. Most of the demonstrations have been peaceful, but some have ended in deployment of tear gas and resulted in the facility being closed for several days over the summer. Yeah. Yep. Earlier this month, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that Portland wasn't necessarily on his radar as a city where federal intervention was necessary, but he claimed without evidence that paid terrorists are hacking out of the city, which he said his administration would wipe out. They are paid agitators, and they're very dangerous for our country. And when we go there, if we go to Portland, we're going to wipe them out. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. They won't even stand the fight. They will not stay there. Trump earlier this month designated Antifa, the loose factions of black-clad leftists or anarchists who show up at protests opposing the police or government as a major terrorist organization. The White House has emphasized incidents in Portland, home to one of the oldest organizations in the country, to carry the Antifa moniker. In a statement about the designation. Florida Homeland Security law enforcement officials were deployed downtown Portland in 2020 during Trump's first term due to protests after the murder of George Floyd. And I'm sorry, but they needed to be there. He couldn't just not send them because of what was happening. I'm going to look at it now because I don't know what is still going on. This has been going on for years from several years. It has. Like, I don't get where the idea that they think it hasn't is the case. Like, these people. God. Let's see if there's anything. saying that there's multiple cameras here. Is it gonna load? I mean, it's interesting to see these, but most of these are not ones that are showing anything. Right? But there's autistic people that obsessively watch these channels, so yeah. Back when they would have ones that actually showed something, I tend to watch them a lot, but they don't really show much of anything anymore. Most of those cameras are not accessible. Most likely News to Share is going to be wanting to go back there and document what's going on. Let's see if Fox News has anything to say about this. Oh, I don't remember this. What was his rant? It was probably an anti-Israeli rant. Oh wow, he looks so different. Looks so different.
Nobody loves Seinfeld more than primetime. We've been playing clips from the show for as long as we've been on the air. Our
Seinfeld star Michael Richards has returned to the comedy station for the first time in nearly 20 years. Man, you have to be really hard hit on for money at 76 years old. 76-year-old comedian took the stage one night for his new tour of Michael Richards, and their conversations, questions, and answers. The tour marks the first time Richards has participated in public events as a racist outburst derailed his career in 2006. Richards spoke candidly about the moment that changed his life and why he chose to turn down jobs for the past 17 years. The comedian was wild and rambunctious at times as he acted out scenes of the TV show that put him on the map, according to Hollywood Reporter. I was forced to revisit my backstory because 19 years ago I was in a comedy club, and I was a very naughty man, he told me. That night, doing my act, I got interrupted, got heckled, and I really took it the wrong way. It was really bad, and it said some awful things. Although I was trying to lift it into comedy, believe it or not, playing this idiot who's racist, I'm channeling all this Fuga, which is what I do as a Dionysian. Most of the time, I don't really work with an act. I'm very loose on stage, very loosey-goosey. That goosey got me into some trouble. Seinfeld stepped out of the spotlight after the 2006 incident at the Laugh Factory, where Richard was filmed yelling racial slurs at a group of hecklers during a stand-up set. The extended break lasted 17 years, according to Richards. I thought I would just back off and step into myself apart from showbiz, apart from the acting, apart from always being moved through the character. How about moving through myself? I took an exodus and I spent many, many years just looking very, very closely at my own feelings, thoughts, dialogue with mood, feeling, and thought. What? Oh my god. What word salad is this? How about me move through myself? I took an exodus and I spent many, many years just looking very, very closely at mood, feelings, thought, dialoguing with mood, feeling and thought, paying attention to my dreams. The trial and error star noted he took a lot of calls from people who wanted to offer him a route back into acting, but he chose not to take anything. Okay, so he could have been doing something for the last 20 years. Something else wanted me to stay alone, to be reclusive, he told the crowd. I spent a lot of time each morning in the Santa Monica Mountains. I needed the sun. I stuck with the sun, with the earth. I felt that the order of nature supported me in gathering a kind of order within myself. Oh my goodness, what kind of new agey crap is this? Richards began performing comedy at clubs in the 1970s and 80s. The comedian was noticed by Billy Crystal, who gave him a spot on his first television special. Richards went on to star as a regular on Fridays, eventually landed the role of Kramer in Seinfeld, which ran from 1989 until 1998. Richard won 3 Emmys for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. Richards was handed his own show, The Michael Richards Show, in 2000, but it was canceled after 2 months. During his time on the show, Seinfeld's characters were a fan favorite. The quirky Kramer lived across the hall from Jerry Seinfeld's character. The two remain friends today, despite Richards largely stepping away from stand-up in 2007. Richards explained he chose to cancel himself in a memoir released in 2024. I took myself out, he wrote in Entrances and Exits during his time away from Hollywood. Richards worked on himself so he could understand what led to the angry moment. Found faithful on the way. Faith in creation and how marvelous the system is set up. Well, it's rather merciful that it allows me to reflect upon our wrongs and move to get a better place in oneself to improve. In a state of improvement, I'm fascinated by that. We as human beings can learn from our mistakes. Richards admitted he was fed up by the rage he felt when he heckled the audience members. I tried at the beginning, but it was all going wrong. Richard called it a bad night, and I'm rather fascinated with just how bad it's getting. It's another thing as an artist late at night. I'm curious to see because sometimes I've had really terrible nights and I stick with it and I come out with an interesting bump, he added. And what I mean by bump is I'll find some comedy and button up the performance that night. I think I should have just left the stage. Richard jokes, she should have said, "Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I promise if you come back next week, I'll be funnier." Okay. Alright, so this is interesting. One battle after another, Leonardo DiCaprio goes for last in a politically charged wild ride. Sean Penn, Teyana Taylor, Benicio del Toro also star in the Warrior Brothers action thriller. Is it possible to like a politically charged film that may go against your own personal politics? Can one compartmentalize the current climate we live in and appreciate the art that's in front of them? Some may have to grapple with these questions before seeing Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another. This film, inspired by Thomas Pynchon's Reagan-era set novel Vineland, was shot in 2024, and Warner Brothers would have released it no matter who won the last presidential election. Given that Donald Trump is back at the White House, One Battle.
My name's Katie. I'm a Spectrum customer for mobile and internet, and I grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, so I'm always cowgirling. Cowboy culture.
Shut up. Thank you. Can be perceived as a timely resistance wet dream. Follows the French 75, a weather underground-like group of self-described revolutionaries or domesticaries to each their own, battling against what they believe is authoritarianism. They break out illegal migrants from detention centers, bomb courthouses, and office of lawmakers who pushed abortion bans. Like I said, resistance wet dream. Among the group's leaders are Bob, Leonardo DiCaprio, explosive maker, and Perfidia Teyana Taylor, his gun-toting lover, whose loyalty to the cause ultimately gets in the way of raising their family. A botched bank robbery leads Perfidia to rat out her comrades and leader flee the country. forcing their friend 75 to disband for their safety, leaving Bob alone with their baby. 16 years later, and the ex-revolutionaries are still being hunted down by the racist, sex-crazed Colonel Stephen Lockjaw, Sean Penn, who was overseeing the detention center the French 75 broke into. Said Bob is no longer the motivated guerrilla fighter he once was. He's become a paranoid, washed-up, reclusive pothead being parented by his now teenage daughter, Willa. Newcomer Chase Infinity. What's an interesting name? Okay. Bob will have to snap out of it as he is separated from Willa ahead of a raid. One battle after another is a spiritual film of sorts for both PTA and DiCaprio. PTA, best known for serious drama like There Will Be Blood, and The Master swings in the other direction with an action crime thriller. And DiCaprio's performance is unlike almost anything he's ever done, this time going for laughs as a hot-headed robe and beanie-wearing stoner, not the smooth, clean-cut leading man he's known for. Rarely has Sean Penn given a role as bonkers and as fun as Lockjaw, who lusts for perfidia as he seeks membership of the very exclusive elitist white supremacist group. He's a bit of a dunce, which rival DiCaprio Bob in the laugh department, giving Lockjaw an endearing quality to him despite being the film's villain. Tiana Taylor commands the screen as Perfidia, who's the cause to supersede her obligations as a new mother, so much so that Bob thinks himself it's like she doesn't realize she's pregnant, as she fires an automatic rifle within inches of her pregnant belly at a shooting range. She also weaponizes her erotic prowess on Lockjaw that will leave people clenching their own behinds upon viewing. Okay. Chase Infinity, whose two other IMDb credits are the Apple TV and then July series Presumed Innocent, and Tyler the Creator music video, shines as the toughest nails Willa. It's no easy task to share a screen with someone of DiCaprio's caliber, and she leaps over the hurdle. Huh. And there's not a whole lot of rated R movies that I care to see, but this is very interesting. Very interesting. So, I don't think he's live yet. Let's check though. Oh, anyway. Oh. Here's JR. He can be a bit much, and he isn't always adequately portraying everything, but let's see what he's saying here.
And refugee neighbors, and anyone exercising their constitutional right to nonviolent protest, free speech, and freedom of expression. It means we will continue to provide critical safety net services that treat every person with dignity. Todos los días. This federal administration is not offering help. They want to weaken us, to divide us, to minimize who we are and what we have to give. We cannot let that happen, and we will not let that happen. I have loved this city since the moment I flew into PDX for the first time in 1994. I moved here because of the beautiful spaces, the spirit of the people, the vitality of the city that all deeply resonated with me. In the over 25 years that I've called Portland home, I know that there is no better place on earth. We love our neighborhoods and our neighbors. We stand up for each other. That is who we are. And we can't let this president turn us into something that we're not. I ask all community members to remain vigilant as you care for your neighbors and your loved ones. Let's not be baited by federal bullying tactics. This moment demands that we stand firm against an increasingly authoritarian administration by upholding our local values, but without giving the Trump administration what it wants, a desperate excuse to bring conflict and chaos to Portland that would be used to justify further escalation. I know this city and I love this city. I know this county and I love this county. I am confident that this administration will not let us be divided. We will show the world who we are in the best possible way. We will stand strong for our values, for our neighbors together. Thank you. And I'm glad to welcome Council President Perloghini.
Good evening. My name is Ilana Perloghini. I'm a counselor from District 2 here in North and Northeast Portland and the City Council President.
I'm sure I'll come back. This is an interesting press conference. Stand by. I'm sure it will come back. Yeah, this is an interesting press conference. I say that because, you know, they don't want federal troops to come in at all. And just the way they, it's just different. It's different in Portland. Hold on, we're gonna go back to right here.
We know these are scary times for a lot of members of our community. And Portland stands ready to support each other because this is our home. And when a place is our
What I'm really wondering about is whether or not the military is going to be National Guard. We might not necessarily see like the U.S. Army deployed, but it's possible.
home, we know what it needs. Portland needs support from our federal government to build housing. We need support from our federal government to complete infrastructure projects. And Portland needs to ensure all Portlanders can access health care. But we don't need more federal agents sent here. Our local law enforcement officers are doing a great job.
No, they are.
And Portland, we don't need to take the bait. We are a strong community, and we have community members who are scared. Our community needs us to stand together peacefully. Now is the time for all of us to speak out and make clear that any takeover of any community in Oregon is a violation of our autonomy and a danger to all of our communities. We can make that clear without violence. We can make that clear without division. We can make that clear together in strength, and that is what we will do in Portland. I'd like to welcome my colleague, Councillor Zimmerman, to the microphone.
They're going to escalate anyways. The protests have always been peaceful, but they tackled a pregnant woman, caused a miscarriage. They've caused 3 miscarriages in the apartment building across the street from their facility from their poisonous gases.
Okay,
And the
we'll have
city
time for
stands
questions.
by and does nothing. $1,000 a month fine to a kidnapping organization that's better funded than the Marines is not even peanuts. That's nothing. And you pat yourself on the back and feel like you're being so big and strong by standing by and doing nothing, because that's just the vanguard, isn't it? Instead of helping them, you'll just stand by and do nothing and watch them take our neighbors.
There are a lot of people who will listen to you. I'd like to be able to give the microphone back to these folks so that we can share these messages. We will talk to you after this. Thank you. So my name is Portland City Councilor Eric Zimmerman. I represent District 4. That's the west side, the downtown. Not as prepared as some of my colleagues, right? I was on my way to a returning veterans gala where I would prefer to be making remarks today, but this is how important I think this is. Most importantly, I want this picture and these messages and my words to send one message: that Portland is united. Portland is united. That this action in my district is not necessary, in any other district is not necessary. Our Portland police and our mayor and our governor all led by new people since the last time the feds focused in on Portland, by the way. They have all the tools that they need to keep Portlanders safe. This drum beating that is happening from outside actors by people who do not live in Portland should not influence the action of Portlanders, and it certainly should not influence the action of Washington, D.C. My message to Portlanders is similar to my colleagues behind me, is that do not take the bait. Do not give them what they want tonight and then tomorrow night. My request to the federal government is let Portland leaders lead. Do not have PTS from your last experience from 5 years ago. This is a different administration. This is a different approach. Portland has gone through a number.
Well, now oh, I lost it.
Of
You're hearing it, but you're not seeing
protests,
it, and I don't understand.
First Amendment right protests in our community in the last several years, and we have allowed those protests to happen, and we have held those who step out of line accountable. And that's the important thing. And that's what we'll do.
Let me see here, because I was trying to get an answer to my question, but in their chat, because I think that what he's showing was the thing from last night, but when I moved it to see if I was getting an answer, it screwed things up. So give me a minute. Trying to get an answer for some reason messed things up with what you were seeing. Mm-hmm.
Do again. But it is important that we not backstep from the First Amendment and one's ability to raise concern. Creating chaos in Portland is not going to make any of our neighbors safer. Our neighbors who are fearing to go to work, our neighbors who are fearing to simply leave their apartment based on their color of their skin, the language, the perception as they are a vehicle that drives by. We don't want to create more chaos. We do not want to give any federal agent more incentive to say something is wrong in Portland. I think it's important that we let Portlanders exercise their rights, but as a city councilor and as an elected official, I want to be very clear. I see no operational, I see no legal reason for any federal agents or increase in federal agents to be on the streets of Portland. I see no reason for an MRAP, something that I drove a long time ago in a country far, far away, to be on the streets of any American city, and certainly not in Portland. To speak the language of federal agents, let me say this. Here's your sit rep. Situation normal in Portland. We do not need assistance. We are okay.
No, you're not.
Our police, our fire, and our rescue are dealing with all of the normal calls that a major metropolitan city faces. Our shootings are down, our violent crime is down, we have a new mayor, a new police chief. Please continue to let Portland leaders lead. We have no need for federal assistance at this time. And with that, I want to invite Jessica Maravilla from the ACLU. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Jessica. I'm with the ACLU of Oregon, and I'm here today standing with the City of Portland and our elected officials to oppose this federal overreach. This increased federal personnel arriving in Oregon today were not invited by our communities. This is an abuse of power and a misuse of federal forces. Oregon is our home, not a military base. Let's be clear. Violence has no place in our politics or in our neighborhoods. What makes us safe is neighbors caring for neighbors, not troops on the streets. Federal forces only undermine our ability to govern ourselves and to actually disrupt the work of local officials who are accountable to the people of this state. Oregonians are coming together
I would rather find the
across
actual
backgrounds,
one
across beliefs,
instead of
and
him.
across the state
But I'm
to
not
say
seeing
no
anything
to this
that has
unwanted
the
military
show right
presence.
now.
We will meet these threats not with division or fear, but with unity and peace. Our message is simple and strong, no matter where we come from or what we believe. We want safe, locally governed communities, and we will stand together peacefully and resolutely against any attempt to take that away. Thank you.
So they don't want federal troops in Portland.
Hi, my name is Michael Liu, and I am the current chair of the Portland Metro Chamber and also the owner and operator of Foodbon Shopping Center out
I'm
in
wondering
Southeast
if
Portland.
He's live on any place else.
I came here mostly, and I want to say thank you for everyone for showing up, but our main reasons for coming together was to strongly back the mayor's request for calm and to what all the other electeds said, and let's not take the bait. When the Trump administration deployed the National Guard in D.C., restaurants and small business retail fell by over 30%. That's not what Portland needs right now. The chamber's made up of over 2,200 members, most of them small businesses, and they're all throughout our city. Downtown has seen a big increase in the amount of foot traffic that it has seen. These are all positive signs of the recovery Portland is making right now. So basically, this is bad for business, and it will set back the progress our city has been making over the last few years. I guess on a personal appeal and everything, I think what we should do to combat this is go out and support our neighborhoods, go out and support downtown, go and visit all the small businesses in the neighborhood. We have a great weather this weekend, and it's a great time to go out and support local businesses. Foodbon has been supported. We're coming up on 20 years right now, and it's because of everyone in the community coming together to be a part of it. So it's time for us to go back, love our city, love our neighbors, and just be Portlanders. Thank you.
Reverend Dr. W.J. Mark Cunningham, pastor, Augustana Lutheran Church, one of the leading sanctuary churches of the nation for the last 30 years. I do want to say to the press, thank you, as we always say. You are the storytellers. You are so important in this country and our democracy. You take a group of us in a hall at Westminster and you tell that story in a broader base of people standing together, people of faith and people of goodwill. So thank you for your work and coming out so quickly. Thank you, Mayor, for pulling this all together so quickly, and the President of the Council for getting it. And you'll hear from my good colleague in a minute, the greatest preachers ever, Dr. Hennessy. But I just want to say this. Tonight, go to the heart of it. We've got many tribal nations in our congregation. We have 23 nations of first birth, to one little microcosm of Portland, Oregon, and this country, of people living in fear, constant fear. We have teenagers who are U.S. born who are afraid both parents could be gone by the morning. That is not us. It cannot be us in this land we live in. And we know this earth, what was created, was meant to be a sanctuary for every human being. Everybody can find safety and hope when we quit studying violence and war. So tonight we call on everyone in Portland and Oregon, look out for your neighbor. This is us. These are our siblings. It's not somebody else, it's us who are under attack and under fear. And to the President of the United States, please back off. Go back and let us be. We love each other. There are so many faith leaders who would be here tonight if they had the opportunity. Muslim, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh, Christian, Native American spiritual leaders, other people of faith and people of just goodwill who are standing together with all of us saying, end the violence, and at the heart of all our traditions, from the sweat lodge to the synagogue to the church to the mosque, is love. And love is not quiet, it is active. And everybody go home and read Dr. King's 6 Principles of Nonviolent Direct Action. There's no place for violence in response to what is taking place from the federal government. Let us stand together, and I'm not going to preach, I'm going to back off. God bless all of you, and let us stand together. This is us. This is us. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. J.W. Matt Hennessy. I'm the pastor of the Vancouver Avenue First Baptist Church here in Portland for the last 20 years. And I echo the comments that have already been made, and I want to thank the mayor and all of our elected officials for recognizing the importance of this moment. As we come together tonight and as a...
I want to get off of this. I'm tired of listening to them. Try to lie about what's going on in their city. I don't listen to it anymore. What I could do instead is I could practice trying to insert TikTok videos into this VMX system that I'm using.
So I got a question. Should I be responsible for reinstalling a fence between me and my new neighbor's house? So, 5 years ago, I used to have a neighbor.
Let's see. Why am I not seeing a search function? Have they dramatically changed the way that they do this? It's giving me options on what to click on, but what I'm wanting is to actually enter in the words protest and see what pops up. And it's just... Okay, here we go. I found it now.
That's you're trying to send a point to the people watching, not necessarily me, which is fine. I get it. It's part of it.
The people watching? What?
But Johnny,
Matt, thank you so much for the contribution.
If the Democrat
Y'all
Party
gotta
was
slow down with the
washed
contributions here.
and
Calm down. Vanessa with the $3
restarted and
dono. Thank
reset,
you so much for the
they
love.
didn't
Holy
have
cow.
such a crazy
Yeah, I
cultural
appreciate the love.
view. If there
I've
was
got-
differences on
I've got an
just
echo.
worldview and what a family should look like in America, I would
Back to
probably
worldview?
vote Democrat.
Oh, we did a
but the
whole
thing is-
goose chase here. A whole nonsensical goose
Oh,
chase that makes no sense.
No, he's just got
Your
somebody
worldview doesn't make
on the
sense. You're contradicting yourself. You say that you support a woman's right to have a family with a man, or so be it, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, whatever you will.
Get
But then
married young,
simultaneously,
have
you're
kids,
cutting away from
pray.
programs like WIC. You even know what WIC stood for. It's an acronym. It's Women, Infant, Children. You can't be talking about your worldview on pro-life families when you're not doing anything to benefit the families. When I said that a single mother who needed food stamps and wasn't able to get them at the detriment of the government, you laughed and said that she was bottom of the barrel. You don't know anything about world culture. You're not educated enough to have a world culture.
Is exactly
Bro,
what it
you're
is.
20, you live alone, you don't
Get
have
married
any loved
young,
ones in your life, and
have
you don't have a
kids,
workforce
praise Jesus.
education or a school-based college education.
You have no idea
Who
what
are
I
you
do,
to?
though.
I know exactly who you are. So don't you dare turn around and suggest that your worldview is this,
I think
that, and the
everyone
other
knows who
thing.
you are
All
too,
you've
Johnny.
done is make clear that your
You're on TikTok,
worldview is
not on the side.
hike up costs, cut federal assistance to the detriment of single mothers, and then laugh at them. What kind of worldview is that?
I can't even respond to this. because we can't
Exactly,
have
because you got cooked on it. And it's sad. It's sad because America deserves better than whatever that rhetoric was. Craig, thank you so much for the $15 dono. Yo, let's get some W's to Craig in the chat. Sent 15 bucks and just wrote awesomeness. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. I appreciate it.
You don't think tariffs are... So let me ask you, what does the average American family look like under your worldview?
Sure, I see a everyday middle class American family who has a good paying job, has to work one job, not two, not three jobs. A family who can afford to pay for their groceries without needing to require food stamps. A family that has enough disposable income
So
where they're not
you're talking
worried.
about income.
You asked me a question! Where they don't have to worry about Christmas or Hanukkah gifts. They know that that's taken care of. They don't need to worry if they could get a summer vacation. They know that they're going with their family and that they can come home after a 9 to 5 and take care of their kids. They don't need to worry if they got to get ready for their second job or third job or go take care of a loved one because their loved one is ill and the government doesn't want to offer assistance for him. When I look at a middle working class family, I see a family that's not worried if their daughter's losing their right to choose. I see a family that's not worried if their kids are going to be able to read certain books or if the book that they're going to be forced to read is set of the Bible. And I'm religious, but you should never throw that on a child, especially the Bible. Y'all ever read it? That is not a child's book. And I'll tell you what, I look at a middle working class family, I see one that should have a union job, one that has workforce protections, where our government's protecting the worker long before the corporation. And this is very different than what you have, because what you have is a president who is undermining the rights of union workers. Did y'all know that he eliminated the federal government's union, the
Union is
AFGE?
not good.
You look it up. He overthrew the right to unionize for federal workers so that he could mass furlough them without them being able to
Union
protect
is not
themselves.
good.
That's a problem. You look at what Donald Trump has done to our farmers. Hundreds of billions of dollars being kicked out of their industry. In
disagree with
Florida
that.
alone, they lost $12.6 billion in their fiscal year because of mass deportation. Nicole, thank you for the $20 donation. That is a beyond kind contribution. If we could get some W's to Nicole in the chat. Thank you so much, Nicole. Holy cow. I'm not numb to how kind of a contribution that is. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. What's your vision of a everyday middle working class American?
Yeah, I respect that. I respect what you just said.
No,
I
you
think
don't.
it's-
You mocked them. You laughed at them. You said that single mothers are bottom of the barrel. Don't tell me you agree with me. You don't agree
What
with
are
me.
Dude, why
You don't
did
agree
you
with me.
I
You
just
laughed
tell
at
you
single
I
mothers.
agree.
You told us that they were bottom of the barrel. Don't tell me you now agree with me. You got clocked is what happened. Tell me what your vision of a middle working class family is. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're talking middle-aged worker, probably one job, buy a house, own a car, have kids, send them to a good public school.
Public? Yeah, Mr. Dismantle the Department of Education. Okay.
Amen to that. Hopefully.
So
thank
no
God.
public school. Lisa, thank you so much for the Leon and Lily. Holy cow.
Laugh my ass off. You think that we can't have public school without the Department of Education?
that we were equal in the sense of privilege. No, you had bad parents or something. And I'm calling that out. And maybe I'm right there, and I'm not sensitive to call that out. You had bad parents. You were raised wrong. You are telling me that single mothers trying to feed their kids are bottom of the barrel. Quote, you said, quote, bottom of the barrel women. And then you laughed at them. Yeah, my mother dropped me off at the food pantry every weekend during high school instead of hanging out at the movies or doing so be it, because she knew I had to get life experience, and she knew that because I was able to feed myself and that my family fed me, that I need to learn that not everybody got that fucking privilege. Yeah, my family dropped me off at a food pantry every Friday. You, on the other hand, what'd you do? What'd you do? You're over here laughing at single mothers trying to feed themselves.
Bro, you're
a step in the wrong direction, man. Step in the wrong direction. My mother, if I were to ever laugh at if I were to ever laugh at a single woman feeding her child and then calling her a bottom of the barrel woman, if I ever did that, that wooden spoon, let me tell you. You, on the other hand, you were raised wrong. Your parents did something wrong here. This right here is somebody who is privileged like me, but doesn't know they're privileged. That's dangerous. This is somebody here who is mocking single mothers trying to feed.
Unfortunately, what he needs to do is have to deal with a Charlie Kirk somewhere. That's what needed to happen. This guy would not have lasted against Charlie Kirk. I don't think, but what do I know? I just wanna try some things here. So now let's do that and then try to add in another TikTok video. Just a random thing.
I have a bunch of different kinds on pile. Locust, oak, cherry. Thank you, Irma. Red oak. Yeah, I will, Tiffy. I did pot shot. Thank you, Bless Vessel. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, 95. Y'all, I gotta run pretty quick. I gotta head into work. Work, work, work. I'll be back in the morning. We'll finish this one up tomorrow, I guess. Thank you, Pot Shot. All right, thank you, Diane.
5 at a while, anytime today. I don't try not to, Rowdy Grace.
I don't try not to, Rowdy Grace.
Okay, so that's
It is
that's
wild.
interesting.
Hey, you
I
too,
might be
Hollis.
able
Appreciate
to.
you, buddy. There's old Matt, man. What are you into, old buddy?
I might be able to, in some way, get this to work. So, hey, we'll see, I guess. Because once they do go live, besides just doing news to share, other things are going to be actually on TikTok with various views. So now I thought it kind of settled, I guess, on how I'm gonna do that. So we'll see how all that works out. All right, but I think we're gonna give it a rest for now. Ta-da!